without champagne or rum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Then celebrate it with or without champagne.
Ridiculous. Right, welcome everyone. It seems like again this losing connection to your LinkedIn seems to happen more often than most people's accounts, Coach David. But I'm going to reconnect your account again. I know we've done it already today, but let's do it again, right? Okay. Please say welcome everyone. Coach David, you're the star of the show, right? So I'll let you speak to our friends.
All right, welcome everyone. I hope you can all hear me. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you guys. I hope you're trying to. I hope is it connecting?
Yeah, it would in a second. Yeah, LinkedIn is back on.
All right. Thank you.
Are you streaming to your LinkedIn as well? You see that's probably the problem. We can't stream. There's no point us both streaming to your LinkedIn. The event is on your LinkedIn already.
Okay.
So you can stream to your Facebook or to your YouTube, whichever one you want to stream to.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should. Okay, then I'll go to my. Let me stream to my Facebook then.
Okay. Yeah, no, but we're live. I'm going to the LinkedIn page now.
So okay.
Let me have your link.
So you see, I should go off LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, we can't both stream to your LinkedIn. That's where StreamYard is struggling.
All right.
The event is in your LinkedIn already.
All right.
You don't need to stream there again.
Okay. So I'm streaming to my Facebook and
your YouTube.
And my YouTube. All right.
Awesome. Welcome, my friends. We had this technical issue last week, and we fell down because we couldn't work it out. So we tried to be clever, and then it ended up not streaming to our event page, but it streamed to Coach David's stream on top, which is fine. Coach David, I'll give you the mic, my friend, and then we can work on people.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Michelle, you're here. I see you. Thank you so much. You're such a superhero. You were in the last ones. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming. That is so good to see you. Everyone here. I am excited to have you here. Thank you. I see Sumaya. I see Michael. Thank you all. You guys are super wonderful people. All right, today is very interesting, and I have some of my friends in the house. There is Olaoluwa, there's Femi, and there's Kesiana. Others are going to join us much later on. We're looking at becoming the blueprint of your transformation. Now, I'd like to just start by saying thank you, Emmy, for graciously having me again. Always exciting to be in the studio with Annie. Annie is a genius, remarkable gentleman there. Thank you for all you do. God bless you. All right. Everyone has a prophecy. Every human being has a prophecy. No matter who you are, you have a prophecy. You have a prophecy. I can say that again and again and again. And very soon, Femi is going to share some of the experiences that we had on campus. Some of the experiences that we had on campus around prophecy. There are other people like Michael who I thought they could join us today, who I would like to share. They would share some of the experiences we had about prophecy. Olaoluwa has some very good experiences, and also Kesian and all the other beautiful people, handsome people who will be joining us. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are in your journey, you have a prophecy. There is a prophecy about your life. This is important because At every point in time in life, things are not going to go according to plan. Things are not going to go according to your agenda. It's okay. There'll be times of discouragement. There'll be times of uncertainty. There'll be times of unhappiness. There'll be times of sadness. There'll be times of lack of joy. There'll be times of a lot of things. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, there is a prophecy. There is a plan, there is a prophecy, and every human being on earth has a prophecy. There's a video I'm trying to dig out. I know, Annie, you have it. The video of Denzel Washington when he was talking about how, as a young man,
I
he
forgot.
had.
I forgot. So keep talking. Give me a minute or so to upload it, please.
All right, all right, all right. That's the video of Denzel Washington who was sharing. Please, can someone let me check whether I am on my LinkedIn? I can't see myself on my LinkedIn
You are.
page.
No, no, we're on the LinkedIn page. I'm looking at it.
Oh, you. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Look, if
Thank
you're
you.
here, please drop us a comment. I see you, Nikki. Thank you for joining us. I can see you on my LinkedIn page, and there's many
Okay.
other people there. So drop us a comment so we can
Oh,
work with you properly. Because we'd love
okay.
to acknowledge your time that you're giving us.
All right, all right. I can see. All right, good. I can see people on LinkedIn now. Thank you. I
Yeah.
can see Nikki, my friend. There's Liana. There's Linda. I'm excited that you guys are here. Birunke, that's you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Birunke has written that prophecy was given for a reason, and she said that during the chat. And if you don't allow it to manifest, you are depriving some people of benefiting from that prophecy. Dr. Augusta says, I'm ready to manifest my divine assignment and impact the world. Alexis, hello. Nikki, hello. Zion, Mr. Positivity. Awesome. That's a super guy right there. Thank you for showing all the love. I appreciate you guys. So, everyone has a prophecy. Now, I'm speaking as someone who has studied um, the human soul and prophecy in a pragmatic way for almost 2.5 decades. There is
Ready,
no
ready,
use.
ready when you are, by the way. I'm all right
Oh,
now.
oh, thank you, thank you. So there is no one that is useless. There's no one without prophecy. How do I know you have a prophecy? Think about the complexity of your eyes. Just think about how complex your eyes, the device, your eyes. The scientists have said if they were going to manufacture your eyes, um, the kind of monies and the kind of scientific investment that will be needed to produce what can see and design like the human eye, very unbelievably expensive. Your kidneys, the complexity of digestion and how it works in your body, your liver, all the organs in your body are purposeful. It's difficult for you to tell me that that aggregation is purposeless. Very difficult. If you have such sophisticated devices that are different parts of a whole, and then all of that comes together in a powerful way, and you're telling me that there is no direct plan. No, that's not possible. There is a plan, there's an agenda. What I found out is that many people come into the world, and the tragedy of life, like we always say, is that we never met our parent. We never met ourselves. Before we met ourselves, before you met you met your dad and your mom, and they gave you your current identity. They gave you your first language. They socialized you. By the time you grew, after a little while, you began to meet uncles and aunties and family and whoever you met. And before you know, you probably were well above the age of conceptualization, probably in your 20s or 30s, before you begin to ponder on what is my prophecy. Everyone has an agenda, a plan, a design, a pattern. And I can tell you there are many ways of finding this, and I've studied this over the years. Before I go to how to discover your prophecy and your life design and all of that, please let it be settled within you. You have a design. The problem is that a lot of us are in phases of our lives where our designs are not clear because of what we're going through. And Annie will play a video of the famous Nollywood, sorry, not that's not Nollywood, Hollywood actor, remarkable gentleman Denzel Washington, where he spoke about the prophecy of his life and precisely what he went through. Annie, over to you. Please just play the video now. It's about 5 minutes. Please bear me witness. You can drop in the comments what you feel about the video. That's this Denzel's personal experience.
Yeah, here it goes.
Flunking out of college. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I hope none of you can relate. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I was sitting in my mother's beauty shop. They still call it beauty shops now? What they call it now? Yeah, I was sitting in the beauty parlor. I was sitting in my mother's beauty parlor, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I see behind me this woman under the dryer. And every time she looked up, every time I looked up, she was looking at me, just looking me in the eye. And I didn't know who she was, and I said, she said, somebody give me a pen, give me a pencil. I have a prophecy. March 27, 1975. She said, boy, you are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. Now, mind you, I was flunked out of college. I'm thinking about joining the army. I didn't know what I was going to do, and she's telling me I'm going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. Well, I have traveled the world, and I have spoke to millions of people. But that's not the most important thing, the success that I had. The most important thing is that what she taught me and what she told me that day has stayed with me since. I've been protected. I've been directed. I've been corrected. Fail big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Coach, you're back on the screen.
Yeah, hello, hello. So, you heard this Denzel Washington there. He was flunking at college with a grade point average of 1.7 and was sitting in his mom's salon when a woman was looking at him from the back. And the woman said, "You, I have a prophecy concerning you. There is a prophecy concerning you." He could remember the date. He said, "You will travel all over the world." The woman said a few words that were unbelievable by his reality of the time. It's unbelievable that he could be that person at that time. But that was his reality at the time. That was his reality at the time. He was flunking in college. Things were not looking up. He was considering going to the army. But there's a woman who could see by the eyes of the spirit. Yeah, Michelle said, I've watched that video many times, many, many times. And every single word in that prophecy has come to pass today. As far as he is concerned, that woman's words come to pass. There are a set of words, thoughts, imaginations that will frame your life. Even though they may not be physical today, even though you may be going through very hard times today, but they exist. And people that have experienced it know that they exist. Not only that, it can affect your career, your outcome, your globalness. You heard the woman say you're going to inspire many people, travel all around the world. The woman described a picture of his future. Your prophecy is a picture of the future that the divine has in mind for you, and it can affect your life, your career, your business, your family. There are two kinds of people: those who live by their prophecy and those who will live like any other plow. You can choose today to understand your prophecy and live by it. Humanity and different sectors of bodies of research, and I can give you a lot of them, will prove the point that there is a prophecy, and they are not generally bad. They are always very good things. And the more of us that we can tap into these things, the better for us. In the first edition that we did, remember we spoke about the gatekeepers who keep people away from assessing their divine mandate. You have to break that jinx. You have to remove yourself from the error of the ruler that wants to condescend and make you live outside your zone of genius. You are a genius and you are born under very strict, powerful capacities. As an individual, you must grow your ability to walk through your prophecy. This is absolutely important. And as a leader and a person, the more you live within the zone of your prophecy, the more successes you would have. And the less you live within the zone of your prophecy, the less successes you're going to have as an individual. All right, I will take a pause right there, and I'm going to ask Olaoluwa for examples of his personal experiences around living in your prophecy and the kind of things that you've experienced. I saw Michael the other time. Michael, where are you? I hope he's not gone back. I'll ask Olaoluwa to speak, and after that we go to Femi and Kesiana if she's able to talk. All right, Olaoluwa, first of all.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, and good evening, everyone, or depending on the time zone where you are. I would speak a little about my experience with Coach Adeoye and how prophecies have also been pivotal in shaping my decisions. First, in terms of where I had worked in the past, I've also talked about taking career decisions, about moving to new job opportunities, and also knowing how to manage very complex workplace dynamics as well. So I just want to backtrack when you were talking about the eye. I had a procedure about 2 weeks ago, and they did all sort of tests. And one thing the ophthalmologist spoke to me about after while he was reviewing my results was that there are veins even behind our eyes that we really cannot see. And the state of the veins in your heart, in your eyes, actually can tell how healthy you are. It can also tell you how healthy your heart is. It can tell them if you have enough blood flowing in your veins, if the blood is flowing to the other parts of your body. And I think that's the role of prophecy, prophecy can help us to dimension things beyond what we would literally interpret with our physical eyes. So I will talk to a time in my career where I was in a place where I knew I was meant to be a high flyer, but somehow I just had a manager who was very difficult. And I don't want to use the word selfish, but somebody who was always looking out for himself above every other person. And I recall my encounter with Coach Adeoye, and he would tell me, "You go and relax. I see a country manager role for you somewhere down the line." And then I was just heading a very small unit at the point where he kept saying the same thing to me to say, "This person can't do without you. He knows it. He understands it, but it's just the kind of person he is." And oftentimes I'll get so frustrated that I would want to resign from the job because it was like somebody was practically stifling my growth. But just in retrospect right now, I see that there were decisions that I would have taken in a haste. There were decisions I would have taken out of anger. But because I had somebody who was practically providing that futuristic foresight into what the future looked like for me, it helped me to be able to navigate those very complex workplace experiences that I had. The funny thing is, just about 2 weeks ago, the company was reaching out to me. This same person that I used to have those experiences with, he transitioned out of the business, and they were asking me to come back to work with them. But situations have changed. I'm in a different location right now. So some of those, even them asking me to come back to work with them, it's something I would love to do. But I think I've moved up in my career. I would also speak to another opportunity that I had in the past where I was talking to Coach Adeoye about. And all he asked me was that, who are the people leading this company? And I gave him their names. And he was like, "Okay, I think you should take the job. But this is what you know about each and every one of these C-level executives they're going to be working with." Then I was going on to become a country manager at that organization. And exactly as he had analyzed each one of them, he's never met them, he's never seen their pictures, he's never had any encounter with them before. But stepping into the organization, I saw each personas just exactly as he had described it for me. There were people he told me, "You need to avoid this person. This person can be very tricky. They never say yes, they never say no. They always sit on the fence in terms of making decisions, and they will look for every opportunity to dump the blame on you." He told me about the person who would always be, "It's our way or the highway." And having all of that information helped me to be able to settle very fast. It also helped me to be able to know how to also play the workplace politics, because if you know that somebody's nuances were in the particular direction, you always will know how to navigate all of those kind of challenges. My last experience that I would like to speak to was another job that I was going to be taking up. It was a job offer. And he said, "I don't think you should go there." I never told him I went to the company, and I did only 3 months and I had to exit. He said, "These guys look like people who don't take feedback. They always want it to be just about them." The MD of the organization, he says, "This person never listens. This person thinks is the best thing after sliced bread," for those who know what sliced bread would mean. And then I went in there, I took the offer, I went in, and when we go into management meetings, there was only one person that was speaking. It was always the MD. Everybody else could not say it. Nobody could really, if I could say it that way. And it didn't take very long. After I left, the company started to have issues because a company that is not improving itself, innovating, taking feedback either from the market or from your staff or from your customers will definitely start to lose. They will start to lose touch with reality. So I think all of these experiences helped me to have a deeper understanding in terms of what would my career outlook look like, in terms of what shifts should I be envisaging, and how should I also be personally planning towards these growth areas. Sometimes there might be conflicts in terms of where you are and what prophecy is saying to you. But I think it's in our best decisions to be able to accept the direction and start to look for strategies to guide us towards achieving those goals, achieving what has been said about us. Because prophecy is not just about what's going to happen. we also have our roles to play in ensuring that we are ready, we are aligned, we are prepared, we are growing, and we are equipping ourselves with all of the right tools to be able to get there. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you for sharing that experience. We've had loads of experiences over the years about how prophecy has made a difference, and the problem is that a lot of people are looking for transformation outside of their God-given prophecy. A lot of people are looking for results and money and resources and wealth outside of the original divine agenda. And there's a lot in stock for us that God has made if we can just tap into it. Like I said, I've been a student of these things for about 30 years. One of the persons who was with me in the earlier teenage years of my life, who probably has some first-hand experience in some of the things we handled as very young children, in quotes, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, thereabout. Olalu, coincidentally, Olalu also knew me, and about that time, we were also on the same campus. That's true. Yeah, you also knew me at that time. Wow, that's true. We're also on the same campus at about the same time. I've even forgotten that altogether. There's another guy who was with me on campus, Henry, who also will testify to how long these things have been. Henry was 1995, 96, thereabout. It was the first time I met Henry, and we hit it up. But Femo and I, we also go way back, and I'm sure he has some experiences to share, that there is a plan, and it will appear. Joe, Ali, how are you, Joe? Good to see you. How are the dogs? How are the dogs? So you say you're walking
the dogs are so happy to be outside. It's like a gorgeous day here.
Awesome,
75 degrees, and my whole backyard is cleaned up from dog poo, and
wow,
so
that's good.
they're out there, and my one dog is expecting puppies again. So
oh wow, congratulations.
I know I'm a little crazy like that, but it's exciting.
Wow, that's good. Congratulations.
Yeah. They're like, this time we name them.
Wow, that's cool. Wow, that's cool. That's a good name. Wow, I mean, when they give birth, let's know, so we would send our greetings and our gifts and all of that.
You can just send some like dog food my way, because like it's a lot of dog food that puppies eat. It's like many.
Wow, but that's cool.
They're it's just a joy. It's a joy.
Oh, that's nice.
I did have. Can I say one comment about the eyes? Because that is was a great point he made, or not made up, but brought up. And the eyes are very vascular, and especially for African Americans, I know this to be true. You can tell diabetes in the eyes before you can actually feel it in your body. So it's like a vitamin deficiency, and it just your eyes get more yellow. And so if you can catch anything early, like it's so important. And so I really appreciated that comment, because I think I told some of the group before that my mom's she's a nurse practitioner, but she like teaches at Harvard. She's very, very smart. And but she works with a lot of the African American community in Philadelphia, and you can tell in the eyes if they're vitamin deficient, because for some reason the yellow comes out more. And I just want everyone to be safe out there, and like that was a really great comment. So
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And in fact, what you're saying is that just like we have some signs in the physical before the physical medical condition shows up, you can use a lot of intuition and prophecy to discern things before they happen in the physical. Just like you
Yes,
have it in medical science, there are signs of things before they happen in the physical. Just like
that's true.
before it starts raining, when the weather is changing, there's some patterning before that thing. And many times prophecy and discernment is like that. There
It's
is
very true.
always a sign in the horizon. There's something, your health can give you the signs,
Yeah, like your
your
bones
body
start to ache a little bit, like
a
when it
little
starts to
bit.
rain, and or the birds come out when it's like about to get a little warmer. Like you just like have to be in tune a little bit. But I agree with you.
The
But yeah,
signs, the signs
early
are always
detection
there.
will help you.
Mm. That's very powerful. So that before things get very bad, we can connect with our intuition. So the realm of prophecy is also the realm of perceiving. That is the word is perceiving, to sense that something is amiss, to sense that something is about to happen. And it can be our health, it can be in your office, it can be with your friends, it can be with your children, it can be with family, it can be with friends. There's always a sense. And if we are able to capitalize on that sense, we can also capitalize on market opportunities, we can capitalize on ideas, we can literally make a lot of wealth by using that intuitive part of us, and we can even live longer. People who have had serious accidents have said, I had the feeling that morning. There's a sensation. Now, because we are not trained, like we said the last time, in our spirits and our souls, we are too physical. The training system of our academic life is five senses. Majority of the schooling we've gone through is around our five senses. So the inner core range where you discern prophecy is hidden. So it's not easy, but it's always there. That sense is always there, and if you can develop it, it can really help you. Thank you for that, John. That's very powerful. Thank you for that. And what you're saying about diabetes and ill health, there are many people that could have been saved if they paid attention. If they paid attention 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. There is a
Well, if
case.
people had been a little smarter, I mean, there is tuberculosis killing so many more people in Africa right now that you can't stop, and it. I'm not going to go down that road, but yes, you really have to pay attention to your body. You have to pay attention to what your heart wants, and you have to act on it always, because early detection, early acceptance that, hey, this job isn't right for me, or you know what, I've always wanted to actually go out and start my own company. You have to think the heart and the soul, and it's all connected, I guess, with the God, if we're going there. But it's very important. That's like a sixth sense. It's just that's your sixth sense, like your intuition.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. And there's a lot of material out there about how to develop these things so that you can connect and we can capitalize tangibly. So we take it from the realm of I'm just feeling it to get to the point where it can be more certain. And that's why I wrote the book Prophetic Dynamics and Ecosystems, to see how the systems of the world and this kind of part, this part of all of us relate. Like the woman saw Denzel Washington, and she could tell that you are not 1.7 grade points average in life. Your scores now may be like that. You may be confused where you are right now, but your future is not 1.7 grade points average. Your future is far brighter. Wow, thanks so much for that, Johnny. I appreciate that comment. Where is Annie? Annie, I can't see you. Where are you? Let's go to Femi. Femo, please
I'm
come up.
here, but I heard the word happily. Look, have a look at Michelle Ramos's comment. That's why I leave them on screen.
All right, all right. I saw that. Yes, because we're so swollen. Spinal taps were the only procedure that saved my vision. Wow. Because, wow, that's cool. Wow.
I think it shows that our eyes, I think, as Olalo said, our eyes
Mm,
do tell us a lot. So joining what's
Mm,
going on.
mm,
Okay, let's
exactly.
go to our next speaker. Then I'll bring Femi.
All right. Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Let's hear from Femi. Thank you, Michelle.
Love you, Michelle. I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
you
Love
did
you too,
that.
Michelle. Thank
I'm
you so
so
much
glad that you got
for the
early
comment. Thank you.
detection.
Mm.
Right. Good morning, good evening, and it all depends on your time zone, as Olalu has said. I'm so glad to be here. And I've known Coach David for upwards of 2 decades. We met specifically in the year 2000. That's 25 years ago. And
Wow.
it's one of such phenomenal individuals that I thought God brought into my life to shape me and to guide me and to walk this journey of life with me, right from undergraduate university days. And there is this motivational book that has sold millions of copies, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And the second habit is begin with the end in mind. So that exactly is what he was able to find out, that if you want to succeed as anything, envisage what the end would be, then plan from the end right back to the beginning. That is highlighting the clear visions, purpose, and strategies for you to get to your end point. And this is where prophecy comes in. This is where prophetic coaches comes in. And I thank God for bringing Coach David into my life, because almost at every point, talking of uh, relationships, career growth, travel to the UK, even ministry. When it was time for me to become a pastor, at every time God would always send him to tell me, this the season is changing, this is what God intends to do in your life. And it has always been spot on, as in 100% spot on. Right. I remember in the year 2003, 2004, we gathered together to pray, and then Bishop will prophesy and give us the word of the Lord, as we call it, for each and every one of us. And to the last letter, everything has come to pass. Virtually everything that God has said through him has come to pass, not just in terms of marital lives, but in terms of career, in terms of ministry, in every area of our lives. I think indeed the eye is the light of the body, and for you to be a leader, you must have the gift of sight. No wonder the Holy Bible says, if the blind leads the blind, they both end in the ditch. I want to thank God for the gift of Coach Adeoye, for all that God has been using him for. I believe that he is being raised for such a time as this. In the same vein, he was so popular on campus, we gave him a name. We gave him a nickname. We call him Bishop, because virtually in all the campus fellowships, he would be invited to give them the word of the Lord and to talk to them about the future, about what God is saying, about the paths to follow. And God has used him tremendously, myself being a testimony to the faithfulness of God in his life. So thank you, Coach David, and continue to do this good work. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Femo. Thank you, my brother. That's you went down the memory lane, and then that just went uh, all the way deep and spiritual. You reminded me of that nickname. Interesting stories. Interesting stories. Here's what I believe. Thank you so much for that, Femi. Here's what I believe. I haven't studied life and life design for a while. My opinion and by research is that there is a plan. And again, I'll quote Denzel Washington: there is a prophecy, there is a blueprint of your life. And the earlier, like Birunke said earlier, the earlier you become the blueprint of that transformation, the better. What's happened to many of us is because of human experiences and what we're going through, we have become deviated, and we have had course of life and events that's taking us away. And if we look at the physical, we're going to make wrong decisions. I mean, just imagine what Olaolu said earlier time about how he was going to leave that company and behave a certain way, but there was another plan in the future. As someone spoke about the eyes, yes, the eyes is the light of the body, but there is another eyes, and please don't bother about the detail, whether it's in the forehead or whether that eyes. That's not the context of this conversation now. The context is that this visible world was formed from an invisible world. If you think about it, everything you become today, you thought about it first. You impacted in your imagination. You wanted to become an engineer or a medical doctor, or you wanted to have dogs, or whatever you do would start from the invisible, intangible realm. And then you begin to work towards like a goal, and then becomes reality. So there are spiritual dimensions to our existence as human beings that make us live very excellent lives if we decide to live according to those things. Okay, he mentioned I have had more than 20 spinal taps. So brutal, brutal. Yes, yes, and I would agree with you in prayer. And I believe that God can also heal you. I'm sorry I went fast spiritual, but let's come back very quickly. I just saw the chat brutal, 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 and all of that. We have to believe that there's an agenda, there is a purpose. Like I said in the beginning, we can't have all of these sophisticated systems and there is no belief, there is no overarching aim of God's plan. There is an agenda, there's a blueprint. And you heard Femi speak about it. We had a particular uh, geographic location when we were younger on campus, and it was very very interesting. It was totally bush reading. It was the bush. It was totally bush reading, and at that time, we got loads of imprint and clear pictures of what that place will become today. Today, that place is like that. All the what you call Lekki exists in Lagos. The things we saw in that time, Femi will bear me witness. I wish Michael was on the call. Michael is not here. I wish he was on the call. We had some dangerous things about an airport coming to that place. Uh, about there will be international shipping line, there will be a refinery, and that place was almost like the dead end those years. Today, all of those things, 20 something, almost 30 years later, all of those things that we saw have happened directly in that zone. And there are live witnesses, there are several persons who can corroborate. What is the point? Beyond your current experience, there is a picture. That picture is bigger. What you're going through right now is the mirage. Everything you're going through right now is as a result of up till this point. Beyond here, there's a picture of a better place if you can only believe. And this is very pivotal. There's this saying, whatever you vividly imagine and you wholeheartedly desire shall inevitably come to pass. If you have a picture of a preferred future as your prophecy, as you hold on to it, it works. The problem with us is that we live in a temporal, ephemeral world, and our five senses have taken over the interpretation of our reality. And so strong is the tyranny of the current, so that we are totally not hopeful. I think it was Albert Einstein who said, Man originally started from I'm paraphrasing, from the realm of faith and belief. And all of a sudden, we came into the world and we became realists and stoics. I mean, it's not wrong to be a realist, and that's a part of goal setting. But what we're saying is that beyond your current reality, there is a future. And for you to feature in your future, you must believe in the picture that you have seen or that you are seeing. And I don't want to sound like a preacher. I'd like to ask Michael. Michael, how are you? You're quiet. How are you today?
Coach, is that me you are addressing?
Yes. Say you're quiet.
Yes, I am. I am quiet and listening very humbly. Can I be left alone to listen?
Oh
Humbly.
yeah, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
I will do
go, go,
so.
go,
Everything
go.
that you've said so far is excellent, and I certainly appreciate what you've got to say. And I think there's a lot more that you have to say. And there are lots of people here who probably got some questions for you as well. So
All
I'll be
right.
humble and listen. And when it is time, I shall ask or pitch in as you need.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All
Thank
right.
you, Coach.
All right. All right. Awesome. 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 Thank you for your kind feedback. All right. I have a question for Olaoluwa. Are you there? You
Yes,
went.
sir.
Are you
I'm
there?
here.
Yes. 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 Henry, please come up and share your experience. Henry is also a friend of many years. Come into the chat. I sent you the stream link. Henry, please come in. So, Olalu, I have a question for you. Why do people doubt that there is a prophecy? Why do people doubt that there is a prophecy? Uh, Thank you. Sarah said, question isn't if you are living a prophecy. The question is if you are living yours. Thank you. You have prophecy. Sarah, please, I'd like you to come to the studio. That's UK's, I call him the general of podcasting in the United Kingdom. Please come up, Cyrus. I'd like you to share your perspective on this conversation. All right, Henry, I see your comments. Coming to the studio, you have the link in your chat already. All right, let me hear from you, Laulua. Why do you think people don't live their prophecies?
It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's a trick question, but the fact that people don't live in their prophecies could I would summarize it based on my experience to say there is a place of faith. And we don't want to turn this into a spiritual exercise like you mentioned, but the first thing is that you need to believe. If you don't believe, you can't start to take action,
Yeah.
because having that belief that what has been said or what you've heard is going to come to pass means that you need to take action. And taking action always means that you must have faith that those things are going to happen. That's also going to help you know what kind of decisions you're going to be taking. So, should I be venturing here, or should I be moving into, if it's a new opportunity, for example, you want to be asking yourself, should I be moving into this
To the
line or this
space.
kind of profession? But the decisions you're going to be taking will be based on the fact that you first believe that these things that have been said can happen. Once people don't have that belief, they find it very hard to be able to take pragmatic steps towards the things they've heard or they've been told that would come to pass. So I would summarize it as faith and action. If you don't believe, you can't take an action. And like we've been taught many years ago about the be, do, have principle, you first need to be that person who can do that thing before you can then become that person. So if you want to become a medical doctor who can now probably have your own hospital, you need to first become that medical doctor. But the first process is your mental state of mind. Do you ever, or can you ever imagine yourself to becoming one? And then what steps do you need to take to get in there? And then before you can then materialize and become that person. So it starts first in the mind before you can take actions. But faith and actions are the words I'll use to summarize it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Faith and action. Faith and action. Thank you. Henry is here. Thank you, Henry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You went off again, Henry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I agree with you. It's faith and action. Faith and action. But there's a question from Joanne. Joanne says, Joe says, what does living in your prophecy mean, and how does it differ from traditional views on purpose? They don't differ. One is an expression of the other one. Your prophecy will be the core engine room of your purpose, or your prophecy describes your purpose. in quotes. It's like putting your purpose and the overarching thought inside your purpose into words. That's like saying your home and your house. This question is like saying your home and your house. Look, at the end of the day, you can't separate them from each other. What does living your prophecy mean? It means living your life. Like you saw what happened to Denzel. That's a beautiful, brilliant description. Physically, it was 1.7. He didn't know what to do with his life, was confused. That was the picture in the physical. But beyond the physical, there's someone who could see deeper and give him a sense of hope and explain to him the picture of his preferred future. And that actually created a mark of difference. Prophecy speaks about the mind of God. Yes, the mind of God. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Joe. The mind of God, or the mind of the design of your creation. And prophecy actually helps you to understand your purpose. So both they interpret each other. Your purpose is an expression of your prophecy, and your prophecy explains your purpose. That's actually the relationship between them both. They are never at dissonance. The only other thing I would like to add is that your purpose, many people think purpose is one exact pinpoint. No, your purpose is a zone, not one exact pinpoint. Your purpose is a zone, and it's a series of events and happenstances, not one exact event. And your purpose can be phased out. Same for your prophecy, can be phased out. You can be in this season, it can be in the next season, and you're still within prophecy, but it's from season to season to season, that kind of thing. I saw Henry. Henry, do you want to add the word now? Are you available, Henry? Where's Henry?
Yeah, I think I tried to let him speak. I tried to let him speak, but no, something went wrong somewhere. So
Henry, please come back into the
hopefully we'll
studio.
come back. Hopefully we'll come back.
Yes.
So, great question, Joni.
Thank you for that question, Joanny. Thank you.
When you think it, you do it. I think Joni also said that. Yeah.
Now, Michelle, now that's a very powerful one. The difference between your habits and your reality are your thoughts. The difference between your habits, what you do habitually, and really what happens in your life, how to bridge those things, how to ensure that your habits line up with what really is happening in your life is your thoughts. When you think something deeply enough, you will act it out. And thought is not just surface thinking, it means immersing yourself in that thoughts. When you immerse yourself in that thought, yes, it gets stronger into intention. From intention, as you dig deeper in that thought, your muscles move because the mind and body are one. Whatever your mind continues to conceive, your body will act out. Whatever your mind continues to conceive, your body will act out. Whatever your mind continues to conceive, your body will act out. Whatever your mind continues, if you continue to think angry thoughts, if you continue to think hurtful thoughts, whatever you are thinking, your body will act out. If you're thinking happy thoughts, you're going to be happy, then your muscles will be happy. You're going to find yourself smiling. If you keep thinking negative thoughts in your mind, your muscles will act it out. So what we're saying is that you must find the thoughts and the mental programs that line up with the words of your prophecy. Whatever that prophecy says, if you find the thoughts, the emotions, let me extend it by saying the emotions, the moods, and the imaginations that align with your prophecy, your muscles will begin to act and your habits will change and re-engineer itself along the lines of your prophecy. That's actually how to believe your prophecy. How do you believe your prophecy? Is by taking your thoughts, your moods, your emotions, your imaginations, and staying on that prophetic thinking and dwelling on it for a long time. As you do that, you become the prophecy in that your muscles begin to act out what is in the prophecy. If your thoughts, your moods, emotions, and imaginations continue to be at a dissonance with the wordings of the prophecy, actualization will be difficult because your habits cannot line up. The gateway in between is your habits, and your habits are a direct byproduct of your promptings from your muscles. Those promptings are directed by your continuous thoughts, imaginations, moods, and emotions. All right, Henry's on now live. Henry, good to see you.
I'm glad to see you, Coach.
How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. I've
Yes, yes,
been
yes.
I've been soaking everything you've been talking about like a sponge. It's
Yes,
been
yes,
quite
yes.
quite deep, and all the perspectives of the conversation have been quite interesting and
Yeah,
educating.
yeah, thank
And
you. Thank you. Henry and I go back many years ago. And I think we started off in when I was in my late teens, mid, just slightly above mid into late teens was when I met Henry, and Henry can share. I just want to Henry. So, what's your experience about living in prophecy? Is prophecy even real? Have you experienced it before? Especially as you've been my brother for this number of years. Sorry, I said brother, not blood brothers, but we grew up on the same
yeah,
campus, same undergraduate course. So, and Henry, like Femi, was close to me in those younger years. And Henry will share. Henry knew me before Femi, by the way. Henry will share some of his own experiences. Henry, over to you.
thanks very much, Coach David Abodori. I am excited and I feel privileged to also speak about it. So some of these experiences are interesting and some are even funny. You can look back at them and just laugh. But you can only connect the dots looking backwards. I remember quite clearly there was this very, 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 very tough um, assessment we did, examination we did back in school to gain admission to. So we did a program they call pre-degree science program, and we're all together then. So I'm just trying to use this story to relate to what our prophecy can throw light in front of you. So, and when it looks like there's confusion your way and there's a prophetic word that has been given to you, it gives you some level of clarity and it keeps you going. Now, what Bishop did back then, as young, we were all teenagers. We just finished this exam and that waiting period after doing a very important exam. You just got to know what's next and how it's going to be. Through prophetic inclination, this man right here, coach, he told me word for word how the subject for subject, how my scores were. Each of the score, how all the subjects we did, each score, and he told me the aggregate, and he said I was entering on merit. And because I knew him, because he had given other words like this, and they all came to pass, I believed it. A few days later, we saw it. I just as he said it. I was not too shocked, but I was excited because that word it gave me some level of succor and calm, and I went on with it. And that also strengthened my belief in the prophetic and in knowing that you can get direction through prophecy. That then I was a student. We experienced so many other things. Fast forward to after graduation, after COVID, I needed to make some decisions about my career, and I was going through some things. I need to make some decisions about job. He also told me, this job, this move you're making, you can go ahead and take it, but this is what you see. It gave me clear prophetic direction and how I will handle matters in the boardroom. What I'm going to see when I get to the boardroom, how some characters are going to play out. And I was now looking with a bird's eye view. When I got into those meetings, I would sit there with an extra level of confidence because a prophecy had been said before. I would sit down in the boardroom and listen to everybody. And when I was speaking, I was speaking from an informed position. And I would listen also from an informed position. I will not be reactive. That gave me a special edge through that particular workspace when I took that decision to be there. That's how a prophetic direction helped me through Coach David Abodini. Time will fail me to give so many other. I don't want to go too spiritual about this, but the point is, I wrote it on the chat box. It is not rocket science, but you cannot reinvent your will. It is advisable. People that have walked this path before, they can hold your hand straight and guide you. There's a book he wrote on prophecy. It's an interesting read. I would advise that everyone in this meeting go get a copy of that book. I think it's on Amazon. Sorry, let me just. I think that book is on Amazon. A Practical School of Prophecy for Modern Believers. As an upwardly mobile professional, I have survived some big coup. When they plotted coups, those boardroom coups that will plot against you, a prophetic word will come from a covenant friend and brother and coach. Will speak and say, okay, as you're going for this project, this is what is happening. This is what, okay, I think if you do this, do this, do this, do this. When you're going for that meeting, before you go in, do this, do this, do those clear direction, stepwise direction. They helped me avoid and navigate some very, 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 very troubled waters. And I survived and I thrived. I'll recommend this book for anyone on this call. A Practical School of Prophecy for Modern Believers. It is not a psychic thing, but there's a clarity you get. There's something that I say a lot of times, that divine direction is the only avenue to all-round distinction. Imagine that you are trying to land a plane and you cannot see the runway clearly. You will not be able to land it with confidence. And if you landed it without seeing, you may crash the plane. That's how some of us run through life. But we need direction to go through life. And if you can get someone who has over 3 decades, I'm talking about, he's been doing this thing from his teenage days, over 30 years of precise, and he's so humble, so humble. And you see a coach like this, he's so humble, accessible. What I would just say is, prophecy cannot be overemphasized. It is very important for our direction, to raise our kids. You need some level of prophetic declarations, prophetic insights to even raise teenagers, to navigate through tough terrains on the job, to handle situations in careers, to manage situations in difficult times. Prophetic direction is just so priceless. And I think I want to commend the organizers of this session, because everyone that is in this meeting now will go out of here with some valuable tips, and God helping us. Every promise, every truth, every prophetic word that has been spoken to you, that has declared over you, they will all come to pass by the grace of Almighty God. Thank you very much, sir. I'll let other people speak.
All right. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Henry. Thank you. I mean, thank you for going down memory lane. Those are very interesting days.
Hold on. Question. Did you write? Is that book one of yours, Coach?
Yes. That's one of my books. I actually have 3.
Another one of yours. Okay.
That's another one. Yeah. There are 3 of them.
I guess we're here because the conversation today, if you look at the flyer, it's in relation to Coach's book number 3, as I call it. He has many more books coming. Yeah, that big book. Oh, that background is always annoying. Move it to your right, to your left of it. Yeah, there, that way, right. The prophetic
ecosystems and dynamics. Yes.
Right. There are 2 other books before that, but this is the one that we are gonna launch on early April.
The 4th of April. The 4th of April, yeah.
Right. So do join us then. Michelle, don't buy the book now, but you can buy that book for 99 cents.
Yes.
$1, less than $1 on the 4th of April.
we will sell this book on the 4th of April, less than on that day,
That
less
did
than
not sell
Only
out.
we
on that day
want
only.
on that day only for this one. The bigger book is about 600 and something pages. It
Yeah.
contains the blueprint of prophetic manifestations across different industries. Uh, Business strategy, how to apply prophecy
Wow.
to business strategy, apply it to networking, apply it
Wow.
to telecommunications, to health. It's a big book. If you want a copy of it, please wait until that day. It's going to be very, very. You can buy 12 or 10 of them. You can buy 25 of them for your friends.
Yeah.
There's the role of prophecy in governance. The nations of the earth right now needs prophets. We need people who can advise our government and our leaders, because the problems of the world are getting to the point where they are getting tough. We have very, very impossible challenges facing the planet today, and we need prophetic intelligence and capital to solve those problems. So, how do you use the prophetic in teams and communities to create results? There's prophetic business process reengineering, transforming systems for divine efficiency. There's how to apply prophecy to supply chain. That's part 24 of the book. How do you apply prophecy to supply chain? Align efficiency with divine strategy. Then prophetic intelligence for nations. How do you unlock divine strategy for national transformation? There's prophetic agility, adapting to change using divine insights. There's prophecy and cognitive behavioral analysis. Is a long list. It's a very long list, and we believe that there will be a lot of results for humanity. Remember when we said the first meeting? Annie, can you remind me the lady who said to us that from the times of ancient Egypt, there are always gatekeepers?
Elizabeth. Elizabeth. No,
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Yeah.
Elizabeth. Where is she, by the way?
I don't know the name. Is it no? No, Margaret A. Ackroyd. That's her name, right?
It's Margaret. Yeah, Margaret. She,
That's the
she
one.
gave us she gave us a historical view of what happened over the ages, and how there's always a system in place to keep many people from entering into the divine part of their human expressions, and how many of us should work at conquering those systems, because that's where true wealth would lie. I wanted Femi to speak now, because Femi is a professor, he's a doctor of economics.
Hold on. I'll bring Femi back up. Are we going to hear from KB and Dr. Amaka is here as well?
Yes, let's hear from Dr. Maka, because she did mention to me that it's a few minutes she has. Let's hear from her. Dr. Maka,
Okay.
good to see you. How are you?
Can you see if KB is ready to speak? And if you just unmute your mic, then we'll know that you're there.
Okay, KB, how are you? Are you ready to speak? No, she's out. She's still busy.
Okay. Dr. Amaka,
How
you
are
are on
you?
screen, superstar.
Good to
Hello,
see
good
Yeah.
evening,
you.
You're the one
everyone.
that brought us together, so I have to. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy, Dr. Amaka. I'm not worthy. Now, well
Any
done.
stop it, just stop it. I'm excited that I'm able to join in today. I'm always kind of running in late because it's work time for me most of the time, but I'm excited to be able to join the conversation today. I was just listening in and I wanted to just come up and really just give a shout out to everybody, right? Shout out to Coach David, shout out to Annie. I'm super excited to see these projects coming to life because when I knew that Coach David had written the book, the first thought that came to my mind is, how are we going to make it a bestseller? What are you doing about the launching? And it's like, oh, okay. It's like, I know the best guy for you and I can make the connection. And I'm happy that I made that connection. And this is now the ball is in motion and we are counting down to launch date. I'm excited for that. I'm hoping that everybody will come out en masse on that day to buy the book and just to make sure we get that bestseller status. This is going to be a win for all of us because Coach David is really one of the big members or one of the vibrant members in our community as Scholar of Mentoring Academy. He's been with us for months, supporting our program, also being there, building his own brand, becoming more visible to the LinkedIn community, right? Because it's all about having the right kind of visibility, meeting your own people, meeting your own tribe, knowing the people that you are solving problems for, and for them to know that you are there. Because sometimes you may carry all the values in this world you have all the values. That's what I always tell them in the coaching program. You know that you have those values. If the people who need those problems to be solved for them, if they don't know that, then you just hold on to your value, and really you are not doing the world any good if you don't take the intentional step for people to know what you are bringing to the table and you are connecting with them. And Coach David is definitely one of those people who knows his stuff. Like when you talk with him, you really know that. Sometimes I have to tell him to calm down. It's like, please calm down. Try to, water down your post a bit so that you can get more people to understand what you're saying. You can really tell the amount of passion and the work ethic and the integrity he puts into his work. So I'm really happy to be a part of this project, promoting it, and reaching out, making sure that we reach as many people as possible with this whole message about the prophetic insights. I believe that is what we need in this age and time. And so I really just wanted to come up to give a shout out to say I'm always here. Even if you don't see me, I'm in the background. I'm supporting, I'm promoting, I'm doing the best I can to make sure that this book reaches as many people as need it. So I'm going to hand it back to you. That's my bit. Thank you for the opportunity to step in and talk.
I say thank you. Do you know that this man he's probably been to as many events in the last 3 weeks that I have.
Oh, wow.
He's putting himself out there. He's getting around. He's making friends. So that's
that's the way to go about it, right? You need to connect to the people who need this problem that you know how to solve. You need to find those people intentionally, and that's great. Well done, Coach David. Well done, Annie. Thank you for taking care of him. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Coach David. I say, well done for showing up. That's the thing. You got to show up and.
Thank you, Dr. Amaka.
Yeah,
and thank you for connecting me with any superhuman being. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
and
my
thank
pleasure.
you to the Scholar Up team for the good work that you're doing.
Thank
God
you.
bless
I
you guys.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You. All right. Okay. I'm going to shut up now and give it back to you guys. Well,
look, Dr. Amaka had a point, my friend. If you please do join us on the 4th of April for the book launch. It's not nice when my friends have amazing solutions. We come and enjoy the insights in these events, these pre-launch events, and then don't turn up on the launch day to buy the book.
Right.
Turn up on the day and buy the book. Say $1, less than $1.
Right.
600 plus pages of wisdom. As you heard earlier from, I think it was Femi. This man he's been talking this sense for the last 30 years and more. So that's what he's talking about. So do join us and do come and come and buy the book. You can have Coach David in your house, right? On your coffee table.
I can't wait.
Do come and support the book. And then in the meantime, do connect. So after the event, go to the comments page and connect. Connect with people who are here, right?
Right.
Yes.
Connect to Coach David as well, and let's have those conversations. LinkedIn works on conversations. It works on people talking to each other. Just connecting and leaving it to a chance doesn't help.
Right.
Connect, book a Zoom meeting, and then talk properly.
Yeah.
Can you help Coach David? Can he help you? Until you talk, you don't know, do you?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I'd like to find out if Coach David can help me understand whether there's such a thing as a one-legged pony and a one-legged, what was it, elephant. If there's a book coming out about that one.
What is one-legged pony, Michael? What's the one-legged pony? I don't understand.
Well, the one-legged pony.
It's a pony with disabilities. Is what it is, Coach David. Of course, there's bound to be a one-legged pony that hasn't given up life, right? It's still living. It's still going. It's a story of persistence, Michael. Persistence, determination, prophecy, maybe.
Indeed.
The pony has a mission, Michael, right? It's not going to give up. It's only got one leg.
And what we're looking for is prophecy.
Yes. Go on, Coach. I'll let you respond.
All right. Well, I don't know about the one-legged pony. I've not heard that before. Or the one-legged elephant that's hopping around. The picture is actually very funny. I mean, I can't just help myself but just laugh. Oh, Michael, just a superhero, man. All right.
Well, coach, I'll reprieve you from that one. When you have time, let me know. We can always laugh at that one for a bit,
Thank you
but
so
just
much,
to keep you
Michael.
there. Mm.
Yeah, you're a good man. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Dr. Amaka. I would like to ask Dr. Femi. Dr. Femi is a lecturer of economics. He's got a PhD in economics. He's very senior. I've known him again, like we said, above 2 decades, going to 25 years, 2000 and yeah, 2000 thereabouts. When I met him for the first time. I wanted to ask his opinion about economic challenges of the nations of the earth, and whether the governments and the leaders of the nations and economic policy thinkers, uh, I have a feeling that they are getting to their wits' end. I have a feeling that the world has gone round in circles, trying different economic principles, and looks as if our problems are still there. I'd like to hear his opinion about that. Is he in the studio?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Femi. Yes, I mean, as a professor, as a lecturer in economics, and you open to the research materials, I think the systems of this world, in terms of economic intelligence and economic quotient and ability to solve problems especially at the macro level. You know, there's the macro, the micro, the meso, and the macro level of economics. Sorry, suppose I speak big grammar. That is the smallest retail level, the medium level, and at the big economic level when you deal with national economics, international economics. I think that we're getting saturated of solutions. I think the economies of the world and the systems of the world in terms of economics is beginning to get some pressure. And there's now need for prophetic insight or higher level thinking that would be beyond of the normal remit of intelligence. And I want to hear your reaction about that. Someone who understands the systems of this world and all of that, and especially economics. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Coach David. For me, I think, let me use this parable. It's often said that politics is the father and economics is the child. So
All right.
the politics decides what the economics policies and outcomes of different nations would be. For instance, talking about macroeconomics that we've talked about, talking of inflation, interest rates, balance of payments, economic growth rates, all of these things are decided by politicians in one way, either advertently or inadvertently. For instance, from 1990s or 2008 to 2019, for most economies in the Western world, G7, the inflation rate stood at 2%.
Yeah.
But there was a shock in 2019, the COVID-19 pandemic, 2021, 2020, 2021, and we had lockdown. And after the lockdown in the UK, inflation rate jumped from less than 2% to 11.1%.
Whoa.
CPI inflation more than that. Why was this the case? Just one. Shocks in the supply factors, in the supply side of the economy, talking about the global inputs and the supply of wheat, occasioned by the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. That distorted global macroeconomics. And this affected the price of inputs, not just in the Middle East, but also in UK, US, and everything, because the whole economy of the Western world are connected. They are just like an interconnected web. It's like a system with interrelated components. What happens as collapse of dot-com bubble, Lehman Brothers 2008 financial crisis started in the United States essentially, but that affected many of the Western world. So in the same vein, so outside of that, now we have trade war. And trade war is not something we're used to in the economic balance, at least for the last few decades. But we are back at it again with the president of the United States threatening the EU to slam them more than 200% tariffs. on the product if they dare retaliate with some of the tariffs that is put up. So some of these things, of course, it will affect the price setting curve and the wage setting curve. It will affect inflation. It will affect interest rates. It will affect business confidence. It will affect now. No economist knows what is going to happen, and we see S&P 500, which has been like a star in the last year. S&P 500 growth was 25% in terms of returns, but this year S&P 500 the last 1 month has tanked.
So
Tesla,
you're saying no economists in the world today can
yes,
even understand what's about to happen to us. The factors
none,
have gone complicated.
none, none.
So there's need for prophetic economics to come to the table.
Yes. So in this, you see, business confidence has tanked. In fact, the American economy is headed towards recession. Food price inflation has gone through the roof, and that's also can be cascaded to virtually all the sectors of the economy. There is a campaign to, not buy American products, and this is affecting the performance of New York Stock Exchange. It had billions of dollars wiped off within a day. So how can you tell? Many investors are putting off because business confidence there's a dip in business confidence. So you have to put off your investment until you know where all of this is what's going to happen. Is the war in Ukraine and Russia is it going to escalate, or is peace nearby? What's the next move for Donald Trump? Most likely, some economists are even of the opinion that transatlantic trade and multilateral trade organizations are going to come apart in the next few years with the current American administration. Talking of NATO and everything, they are not even seeing the future for it. Many European countries are not, they are very skeptical if they are going to be aligned with the United States in the next few years. And if this happens politically, it will bring about a revolution in the economic performances of these countries. China may undoubtedly become the most capitalized and the best performing economy in the world. China will gain bigly from all of this.
Is this
So
because of the entrance of BRICS and having going to have an effect on the? Yeah, can you speak to that also? How BRICS is also having an effect?
Yes, I think if we look at the Bretton Woods institutions, as it is so called, the World Bank, IMF, etc., exchange rate policies, bond yield, and international capital markets. Now, there is this, it is intertwined with politics that, the dollarization of international trade plus some imbalances in trade agreements between most of the global south and global north is bringing about some discontent. I think there is this Nobel laureate winner, Joseph Stiglitz, that wrote a book and that fetched him a Nobel laureate in economics, Globalization and its Discontent, talking about how we have absolute winners and absolute losers when it comes to globalization. And to this, many are complaining, and it is that the discontent is what actually spawned the BRICS, the Brazil, the Russia, the India, China, and now Nigeria is on the trying to join in. I think Nigerians' membership has been approved. Many other countries are trying to join. In fact, there is a campaign to de-dollarize the currency of international trade from American dollars to either gold, or perhaps there can be some international currency settlements whereby dollar will no longer be what it used to be. Perhaps you want to buy Nigerian crude oil, you buy in naira, and you go to Russia, you spend Russian currency. You go to India, we do trade, almost returning to the process of trade by barter. So this in itself, looking at it, I think these are products of burning injustices. I don't want to bore us with some facts and core theories that brought this about in terms of the differences in terms of the borrowing rates, like the borrowing costs for different countries, which differs, bond yield, which differs, and the voting rights in the United States, which can veto almost anything. So now I think Russia has been playing a very smart game. Number one, Russia aligned itself with China. That's we are friends, we are partners. And now Russia is more popular in more African countries than United States. So no wonder many African countries are siding with Russia. Now, what are they trying to do? They are trying to cultivate another global trading economic bloc, which will compete with the one that is currently constituted and being led by the American system. So that's exactly what brought BRICS about. So BRICS is still in works, but what they had in mind goes beyond the economics. They also want to have some sort of political association whereby they do things in a way that will compete with the global leadership that has been put in place by the United States of America.
So it is actually an answer
Yes,
towards the current capitalist system. It's
yes.
more of a hook and bait. And how does Africa play into this?
For me, I don't see BRICS to be, of course, it's a very good place to start for Africa, but Africa has some deep problems that are fundamental. Number one, and this may be come as a shock. The first thing Africa needs for Africa to grow is unity and peace. There is this maxim we have in development economics that for there to be economic progress, there has to be peace and there has to be unity, which is common sense, right? Now, I will tell you, as a British passport holder, I can do more business with more Africans than some neighboring countries in African countries. That is how Africa is currently constituted. That is, there are some countries in Africa that geographically they are just few kilometers or thousands of kilometers apart, and yet the policies couldn't have been more stark in terms of differences.
Yeah, you don't go far. Don't go far. There are states. There are local government. There are houses in some places in Africa beside each other, and they belong to two different tribes, and they don't talk to each other. Like this, there are tribes where you have the men to be one tribe and the women to be another tribe, and they don't talk to each other, and they have one general tribe. So I think I was telling Annie that Africa remains poor not because of corruption, but because Africa cannot work together. What
Because
is
of
the bigger?
the people are the problem.
Thank you, the people. So what is the what are we talking about? The realm of the current solutions, the intellectuals are getting to the end of their strength. The economic theories, for example, are nearing the point. Please don't go, Femo. Please, I beg, don't go, please. I'm saying I beg. Sorry, that's colloquial for please don't go yet. We would need prophetic intelligence, or what I call economic prophetic capital or intelligence, solutions that are new and belong to the realm of deeper thinking or higher order prophetic inspiration to find solution to our most nascent problems. The world is heading for some interesting bends that we cannot afford to not have the best of our prophetic energy on the table. Otherwise, we are in for trouble. Because for the first time, the whole world is facing some strong restructure and reorder. The Chinese and the Russians, I don't want to go into why I think the Russians are in trouble too. The Chinese appear a little bit safe, and this has also been described in prophecy that their day is coming soon. But what's the bigger point? The bigger point is if you live in the West or in any other place in the world today, even across India, China, and Russia, anywhere you live, the economic systems of this world are running to their end in terms of capacity. We need another kind of light. Otherwise, we are in trouble. We need prophetic intelligence, business by business, office by office, area by area, because we are nearing the end of this civilization in a certain way. If I just allow Dr. Amaka to speak into the food security issues and the crisis we're expecting in agriculture, I don't want to add some other dimensions to it, that there's some really doom and gloom, mathematically engineered predictions ahead of our world. We need solutions of another kind. We need people with grace in different areas of industry to come and bail us out, in quote. We need answers of inspired teachers and inspired men and women of insight, like the prophets of old, to give us answers. This will be our only way out. It's going to get tough. Fem, let me hear from you about that comment.
Oh, I thought you were bringing in Dr. Maka.
Yeah, okay, Dr. Maka, I wanted to talk to the food security and food crisis that we're expecting in the world and how that will play out in the coming days. I know you've been doing a lot of work in that regard, trying to ensure that we don't have food crisis, but the statistics, she's at work, so she may not be able to speak. Dr. Maka, are you there? Oh, she's not able to speak. FM, please take it. Don't worry.
Yes. Yeah, food comes under national security concerns for any country of the world. And any country that respects itself, that has foresight, must at least attain food sufficiency. So as it stands now, yeah, some of this war, you won't be surprised, they are even about food. And of course, we see Ukraine being one of the largest producers and exporters of wheat, with the invasion of Russia in Ukraine, that has impacted greatly on the prices, on the input prices of bread and other forms of food items that are produced with wheat. That's just one example. So the same thing said of rice and every other thing in Thailand. And all I would say is that the vision of Joseph has never been out of date. What every country needs, and I think most developed countries have this, they have silos. For instance, I think UK has like an underground storage system that is, if there is a war, for water resources, for food, that could last the country for some years. And United States also has the same. What matters most is for Africa to develop the same, such that if there is a pandemic, if there's natural disaster, do we have enough water, clean water, stored in storage that can last us for X number of years? And in the same vein, food prices, agricultural prices. So these are, they're as important as life itself. The question is, are we prioritizing it to be so?
So we need the first before we went to agriculture, we need inspired minds. We need prophetic minds to help us country by country, nation by nation, because we are turning a place in our civilization.
Yes.
That's the bigger point I wanted you to speak to. That from the statistics you gave earlier on and the way the economies of the world are moving, we need to move into some prophetic capital thinking. We need men and women with grace in those areas of the economy to help us to steer new solutions to those tough and complex problems.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very
much. I totally agree.
Thank you very much. And that's why I would encourage everyone on the call to please begin to grow your prophetic capacity. You need to understand, yes, we need global conversations, not exclusive conversations. Thank you. We can't afford to be isolated. We need global conversations that would also not exclude anybody. Thank you for that. Number two thing that I think we need as a people is that we need inspired thinking on the table that is exhaustive and not individual. We need people with global minds and nationalist minds, in quotes, cooperative nationalist minds, and global prophetic capital, people that have the ability to create solutions by inspiration, to be in the room. Hello, can everyone see me? Hello?
Absolutely,
Hello?
loud and clear. Please continue.
All right, I'm not seeing others. Okay, so that's the bigger point. And the more of this that we have, the better for us. And I'll ask everyone for Annie, you've been quiet. Do you have any point before we begin to round up? We have just one or two more comments before we begin to think about rounding up. Is there anybody in the room, in the studio? Is Kirby still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
It's
And I would
Henry's
like to
here,
add,
Michael's here. So my
Oh,
friend, look, Michael,
I would like to add,
Russia's not our solution. I'm glad
Coach,
that you
what
said
you've
that.
been talking about is economic revolution,
Yep.
and and that is just not just a simple matter. It is a profoundly aggravating statement to those who are not in coincidence with your thought or line of thinking. You will run a lot of flack as a result, but your spirit tells you that it is necessary.
Yes, we have to think. We have to think through new solutions for our economic future. There is some
True enough.
crisis. There's some crisis ahead. We need prophetic thinkers who are economists. I personally, Femi and I
Not only
banter.
economists, but also agriculturalists too, because food
Thank
is
you.
very essential, like you
In
said.
fact, if I let me modify that, across all the sectors of the human endeavor, our civilization needs inspired, creative leaders, new, inspired, creative, genius minds who can look for unconventional solutions and help us with the quagmire. I mean, just imagine the removal of the medium of exchange, the dollarization that I call him Prof. Femi, that Dr. Femi was speaking about. They just remove that part. Just imagine the chaos that will create. How do you create another solution that will not tinker the balance of the world? Meanwhile, we know we are going towards the end of the dollar, in quotes. How do we now insert something quick enough that will not create a crisis? Place that beside all the different complexities but with the dollarization of foreign trade in the mix, we can't do for new solutions. So it's a complex place we are heading towards. But I'm sure I cut into you, Michael. Please go ahead.
There is a solution, and that is for Pan-Africanists or anyone who is who is interested in that realm in collaborating with each other through the Ubuntu system, where we support each other because our resources are there. Burkina Faso has already shown that we are capable of actually doing it within months or a few years of enabling each other and helping each other out and creating a system such that we can ride these economic issues that are going to show up, and that shall show up. It's not like if they shall. It's going to happen.
True.
Going down that line and having leaders who invite the young population, just like the president of Botswana has been indicating, you need to harness and also harness the power of the young people by inviting them into the political system and bringing them up. Ubuntu way.
I agree.
That's what he's talking about.
I agree.
Not excluding them.
Yeah, I agree. The other part of the conversation is that our current education and indoctrination would not allow this to happen. The current software that we are running, it has to start from a reorientation that is internal. And the realm of that reorientation is revelation, because there's no precedence. You see, the betrayal you have in Africa, the betrayers you have in Africa, is rooted in history and genetics.
Right.
It is that our great grandfathers in Africa sold away our great grand uncles, who are the Caribbeans in quotes, who are the most intelligent on the planet at that time, for gunpowder and then guns. That
Yes, I
that
can see that
hero,
happening.
that betrayal of history is a big, big problem. If, to just an example, and this is like like a microcosm of the whole. If we don't have revelation in our spirit of a new behavioral pattern, if we cannot rewire our internal reality by elements like prophecy, which is another picture of another possibility, I use big words. Another picture
No,
or
continue, because otherwise I will not
an,
understand if you do not.
yes, another picture or another reality is the only way to rewire ourselves for the greatness we desire. But with
Our
the current,
firmware requires that.
yes, thank you. Thank you. So we need another software or revelation, and the men and women who carry revelation will be able to paint another picture so that we can have another future. Otherwise, at the rate at which you are running, and this Africa as an example, the same thing for other places in the world. The global economies of the world require prophetic capital at this time. We cannot go forward without it, and there are few people who even accept that our current civilization, our current educational system has been maxed out by our current civilization. It's a very big challenge. Very, very big.
It's a very big challenge to propose, but it is not impossible.
Not at all. I agree. I mean, that's why we're having this session. To say that our current educational, there's nothing in our educational systems, there's nothing in our current governance structures that can give the spirit man of man the opportunity to think outside the box. Our economic systems and rules are pretty set up. It goes in circles and circles. If we don't
Yes.
have another revelation or another level of insight, we cannot create new outcomes. It will be very difficult.
We will certainly drown within those circles.
Thank you. That's you said it all. It's either we choose prophetic capital or we drown in our current circles that we have created and we have been used to. For about 200 years, the systems of this world have been moving around the same thing. The new thinkings that can take us out of this cycle will have to use prophetic capital because he has no precedence on the earth. He has to be from the realms of genius. And this is really, 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 really. Thank you, Michael. You teased me to the point I was trying to make exactly, which is we need these new levels of thinking. All right, I keep quiet now. Michael, please, I yield the mic to you, and thank you for that insight. And
this level of thinking is not like it has not been there in this world. It has. It has existed. And that's in case I point to the pyramids. Nobody has ever determined how those things were built. And at the same time, there are structures in the world and also the genius of actually creating three-dimensional pockets in the world that you can visualize and see. Even currently, right now, you're actually looking at them as we're going through the world and we're looking at different pictures and TikTok and YouTube and so on and so forth. You can see that there are geniuses out there that are actually, and they're young, and they're showing us their genius through 3D. But they're also picking it up from somewhere else, another location, not necessarily this world. And that's how those pyramids came about. And that's how they got fixated and built in there. You cannot just imagine those things. This was something that was there before, and that's why I say that it will come back again. We're in a big, big circle.
I agree.
What has been before will come again. Africa was great once before. We had the Ubuntu way. We had our ways. Those ways will come back and they will resurface, but we have to focus.
Very important.
And the energy has to be, and we have to channel our energy, just like you indicated, towards grooming the younger folk and bringing them up into into channeling their minds through prophecy
Hmm.
and being able to understand and also delivering delivering us out of this
Out of this, yeah.
economic hell,
Hmm.
which was designed to actually be hell and to destroy us, as far as I
Absolutely.
can tell.
I
It
agree.
just doesn't make any sense otherwise.
I agree. I agree. It was created to put us in this quagmire. I fully agree with you.
Hmm.
I agree with you. I agree.
And
All
that's
right,
why I
and
say the solutions are not going to come out from outside. They're going to have to come from inside.
I agree. I agree. And that's why I'm encouraging everyone on the call to please come out on the 4th of April to support us by making this material popular, because we want you to have a copy and buy at least 20 each. I mean, this is just $1 for me, pound, £1, less than £1. Everywhere all over the world, we want you to have and share this to as many people that you can, because it needs to get to the hands of those who will make policy. We can't continue to look at the world this way. The questions are looking funny, direction is looking funny. It's our assignment, because we are in the world right now, we're the ones here right now. We must find a means and a way to make the world a better place for us and our children's children after us. All right. Let me take last comments now. Emmy, do you have last comments? Thank you, Michael, for that. Do you have last comments?
Do I have last comments? No, I've enjoyed
Yeah.
the conversation. Again, Michelle says we raise our children with extracurricular activities that feed their dreams when adulthood can't support their lives.
Yeah.
Again, the fact that we all have our prophecies, our missions, our purpose.
Yeah.
There's purpose to feed everyone. There's purpose
Yeah.
for everyone. It's not just engineering. It's not just agriculture.
Yep. Yep.
Every aspect of
Yep.
life, people that are there to make that part of the world work.
Absolutely. And that's what my first book is about. How do you activate your own gift so you can help more people to find theirs? That's what the first book is about. So you're right.
Right, Michael, Coach, and indulge
Yeah.
me for a second.
Ah,
Let me help Michael.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Understand
sir.
something very quickly. One now, 2 minutes, Coach. 2 minutes, literally. Where's the video you're gonna show, Coach? You had a video, didn't you?
no, it's still the last video.
Okay. Now
Okay.
we're getting there. We're getting there. Michael, can you see
Okay.
this? Mending the leg of a giant, Michael.
Musha
Can you see,
lost a leg
Michael?
when she was 2 years old from landmine. I thought that I should do something for her.
They existed.
Dr. Turchai
Wow.
Chiraket
Yes, they
is
exist.
working with the world's first elephant hospital located in Thailand. Since it opened, more than 4,000 injured and sick elephants have been treated.
I'm the first one who invented the artificial leg for the elephant.
Wow.
Using his
Wow.
knowledge as an orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Turchai designed Musha's artificial limb when she was just a baby, accounting for the elephant's weight and size. As she has grown, pressure on the prosthetic has increased, causing it to break. So a new one is created every few years.
This is a challenge for me too. Every time we fix it, we improve it. It's more sturdy, stronger. This, in the textbook, sometimes try and error.
That is a patient elephant. That is
When
a
she
real
obeys,
patient
we
elephant.
gave her candy. And she know where the candy is. She used her trunk to go into the pocket. She know.
So they like sugar.
I did operation on her foot about 15 years ago. But she remembered me. She liked to come closer to me. She showed a sign of salute or happy. I think it means so much for her. She can lead a normal life as she should be.
Well, thanks, Annie.
Yes. Now you know that there are three-legged elephants around, right? They
Wow.
do.
Yeah,
They do live.
the most special one is the one-legged one.
Ah.
There's-
Wow.
those exist too. Coach, let's go through the comments quickly. So I
All
don't
right.
like people to make comments and then not, we don't address them.
All
Right.
right.
So Joni made it quite a few, but they're double because she was in the studio in the studio at the time. So she loves your picture for your screensaver.
Thank
You know,
you.
and I think she means your background. I think.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
Michelle,
it. Thank
we
you.
love you, Coach David. We love you. Right
Thank you. Samia,
now,
thank you.
Michael, don't be that two-legged donkey, right? You know, leave the
Yeah,
donkey.
the donkey has got owe me the donkey, Annie. The one leg.
Don't be riding a one-legged donkey. That's just mean, right? You know, saying of course now Joni found Mosha, same with the one that we just watched. Yeah, so those who know that they do exist, right? So not just my words. Just checked before I leave. Nigeria does not support Russia in its war invasion of Ukraine. On the contrary, Nigeria's government has condemned Russia's actions. Multiple sources indicate, it goes on, indicates that Nigeria, what's going on? Indicates that Nigeria, recognizing the geopolitical implication of the war, has maintained this stance that reflects the values of sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Yeah.
You know, again, so that politics is like it's beyond my little brain. I know what I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Michelle says we need global conversations, not exclusive ones. I
Yeah.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
look, those who are waiting for the West to capitulate and die, it's not going to happen. Sorry. Like, the brains will make sure it doesn't happen. The brains, will protect ourselves more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what we can't have, we make, and what we can't make, we'll have.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the time when they start talking about uploading human intelligence.
Yeah, well, no, we may well get there in good time, right? You know, Michelle says, "How do we make it better? What would make it better?" And I wish I, Coach, you're talking about now a new solution, a new way of being, which
Yeah.
is a different way of being.
Yeah.
Time will tell. Time will tell. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure Michael's hark back to Ubuntu is the answer because it didn't work last time. Why would it work now, Michael? But I'll leave that question. I'll leave that
It's
question.
because it's a way of maintaining small communities, especially if the outside world is gone bonkers. You got to
We're now global.
maintain a sense
We're
of
now
sanity.
global. But we're now
If you're
global
interrelated, then you're gonna go all you're also gonna go bonkers. So why would you want to do that?
because we're now global. So like, Ubuntu is not going to work. It didn't work before. I say again, it's not going to work
Yeah,
anymore.
it's going to have to migrate or change into something that is a what you call it is a collaboration between someone who's in Ubuntu and then someone who's thinking who has prophecy. So it it's going to have to change somehow. And just going by the Ubuntu way alone is not gonna make it. We're gonna have to collaborate with other systems that
Yeah,
work.
and Russia is not the one. I assure you. You know, maybe China's not the one either. I'll leave that for now. So, Timmy Lane, I see your message. I don't know what that number is. Is that the phone number? I don't know. It doesn't figure it out. That's not how numbers work. You know, they're saying he needs food. He needs money to buy food. If anyone wants to connect with him in the comments, feel free, my friend. Feel free. You know, it may say her. It may say her. Do connect with Timmy Lane and see if you can help. Well-being, right? As Michelle says, it's being intentional and ensuring words and actions align, and that is simply for better humanity. Yeah, I understand that. No, solutions actually help the world rather than help us as individuals. Okay, we need to, it's one before that. We need to feed our imaginations. I agree, because now the more we think, you can do it. Is what Coach
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Keep your attention on those solutions, Michael. Maybe that's your prophecy. I wonder, Michael. I wonder.
To
No,
note
see,
that as they talk about other imaginations, I find
come back. Your internet's broken up. Your internet's gone school with.
myself great, just great.
Go and carry on, carry on. No, we heard that, so you're back to normal again now.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
what I was saying is that the collaboration needs to occur between our young ones. They need to talk to each other because we
Yeah.
don't understand each other.
Yeah. I mean, Michelle said the same thing. Nurture their dreams and build a future. A future that brings their dreams alive. That's nice. I think that's what we're saying.
As a result, we do not collaborate if we do not know one. Well, and
Mm-hmm.
we have to be there to help them do it. Otherwise, they're going to fight each other, which is it's commonplace. It's exactly what we've been doing all this time. And the elders are not stepping in to say, no, you don't do that. You need to actually cooperate,
You
collaborate.
can't, you can't have it
The
both
world
ways.
is
You
in
can't, you,
jeopardy.
you can't say give it to the youth and then say the elders are responsible when they don't do it. Similar. Just like you can't.
The elders are also responsible for ensuring that we actually get there in their own way. They've got to have. We all have a place or we all have a position to take and something to do. We need to step in and do it instead of being afraid
Why?
and saying, "Oh, but I can't do it."
No. It's a bit like Trump has said. I refuse to do it. You help yourselves. I ain't funding you no more. I ain't giving you my time or my energy anymore. Do it yourself. That's what the
Absolutely
West
right.
is
It's being
saying.
like that.
Yeah, and that's what the elders are saying the same thing.
But we
You
all
know,
know
you know,
where that's headed. You can predict it. Very
well,
simple.
we're back to square one. Could well be that person whose prophecy is to save Africa, to be the new savior, to have the solution. They'll get through. I think that's Coach David's point. They're there, then that person will eventually have the impact that we need. You can't blame anyone else. Your prophecy is your prophecy. Whatever it takes, you will overcome. Michelle said, I just popped up like a jack in the box. I'm right here, Michelle. I'm right here. I know how to stay off screen. It's not that hard. Nah, I know what I need to do. I can either move or I can sit down. Either way, I
I
do
missed
have
that.
this.
Can you do that again?
No, not really. Right. Ooh, I'm right here. I'm literally I'm an inch away from my screen, but you can't see me. Yay. Yay. There you go, Jack in the Box.
Oh,
That
that's
says
nice.
right
That's
away.
really nice.
Yeah.
That's the first Jack in the Box I've ever seen.
As Coach David says, solutions that are no, we need solutions that are not in the textbook. Maybe, possibly.
Absolutely.
Michelle says it's going to work. When you help the earth, you help people. Yeah, of course. And Michelle's with you. The youth are our future. I'm not so sure, but still, I'll let you have your say, my friends. I'll let you have your glorified look. It's not necessarily youth. It's who has the capacity, the knowledge, and the inspiration, the solution. It's not. It hasn't got to be youth. Now, the part of me thinks Coach David is the answer, really. And he's not, he's younger than me, but he's not as young as he was. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
but he's getting younger. That's for sure.
Yes,
And
he's
so are
turning
you,
back
Annie.
time. Coach David, thank you so much. I'll give you the last word before we and then we'll call it a day. We've done well today. So,
Yeah,
what's the video you wanted to show at the end? Are you going to show it?
yeah. I'm going to show you just this video to say you have a prophecy.
Okay.
You have a prophecy, and I'm about to share a video that shows that you have a prophecy. Can everyone see my screen?
Is he circling or is he pulling up the video?
On my side is there. Can you see it now?
Any, is that another Jack in the Box?
Yeah, no, it's on now. So I've just put it in it's on screen now.
Okay, so let's just listen. It's about 1 minute, 2 seconds.
You're showing, okay. Volume. We've lost the volume.
Oh, let me go back again.
Yeah, start from the beginning.
All right.
Where's the volume button?
What did you say?
We lost the volume. We lost the sound.
So I've stopped sharing. Let me go back one more time. What happened?
So present, screen share.
Yeah, present. Yeah. Share screen. Yeah.
It should be up on my screen there for me to put on big screen.
Okay. Okay. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
No, I can't see it.
Your prophecy isn't just.
What did you say?
I can see
I can't
it.
see it.
Michael can't see it, but we can.
But continue playing. If any can see it, continue playing. Right.
Okay.
Everybody's looking for that edge in life, but what if yours was already written? It's time to activate your prophecy. Your prophecy isn't just a prediction, it's a divine assignment, a blueprint of who you are meant to be. Yet so many remain trapped in cycles of struggle and uncertainty. What if you've been chasing what should have been chasing you? The issue isn't the lack of prophecy, it's the failure to activate it. Prophecy is a lived reality, an unfair advantage that turns you into the answer the world needs. Do you know your prophecy? Are you living in alignment with it? A prophecy unfulfilled is power locked away. A prophecy lived is a force that shapes businesses, careers, families, and nations. It's time to break free. Join the godfather of LinkedIn, Eni Osung, and coach David Adioye on March 14th at 9 p.m. GMT. Unlock the secrets of walking in prophecy and transforming destiny into reality. This is the call to your prophecy. This is your moment. RSVP. Now set your reminders. Show up. Your prophecy is waiting. Tag someone who needs this.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you perfectly.
You have a prophecy. It's time to activate it. And thank you, everyone. Same here, Michelle. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Annie, for your super amazing work. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah, we thank you profusely, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cyrus gives you a round of applause. Cyrus says, "You can't feature in the future. You can't picture." I like that.
Yes.
I can't see that on my StreamYard. Jay, welcome as well. Glad you're here. Words from Henry earlier. Mudukbe, I don't know why I can see on my screen, but we know you're here. Always have a go, she says. I agree. Thank you so much. My friends, thank you for spending your couple of hours with us. Just say, do go on the event page and respond to the comments. More importantly, connect to the people who have been here. Make friends. Connect. Coach is going to connect with Michelle and have a meeting with Michelle. So that's a good thing. I'm sure you've met Michael already, haven't you?
Yes, I met him already.
Yeah. So we need to have those conversations. Yeah. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Coach. We're back here again. Next week? Next week, Friday, we're back again with another topic. I have no idea what it will be. I'm sure Coach knows already. He'll tell me as the week goes on, my friends.
Yes.
Michelle in the audience, Michelle's in the audience.
Thank you, Michelle.
So much for being superstars, and those are my YouTube. I love you. I know I love me too. So one of them is me, right? But thank you so much for being on my YouTube. That's what I always say: like, subscribe, comment, do the right thing. If you're on Coach David's YouTube, and I do the same thing, right? Like, comment, subscribe, please. So look, enjoy your weekend, people. Thank you so much. I'm going to spend time with my family now. I've been here since 7 o'clock. Anyway, my friends, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your night. Take care, everyone.
I got another call, so you guys have a good one. Take care.
Celebrate it with or without champagne or rum. Achieve success with Global.Media.